Hello, my name is Dominic Underhallhouse and welcome to another episode of Moonbreaker. In today's episode, we're going to be playing the same as we did in the last video. We had a really fun game where nobody actually died, not a single crew death, and we still managed to win the game, which was really quite interesting, and I thought that deserved its own video. So I'm back here and I'm going to be playing another game with the same list. So the plan on this is to use things like, in the last game we used Maximus and we used Toltecan to basically go to split and control as many points as we can early on, force the opponents to come to us. We've got things like Savria to hold it and be a bit tanky, we've got Snareling to make it more difficult for them to try and hold points, Teutonia to deal damage from afar, we've got Aria and Furia as sort of big damage output, but also Aria for a bit of mission play as well. Hit and Run and Maximus both are just to cap objectives and to try and be hyper mobile and get places we otherwise couldn't. And then the aim of this list is to be able to come back from situations we might not otherwise be able to. So for that I wanted a couple of big AoE units as well. So we've got Teutonia as sort of the early game AoE, and then we've got both Shrapnel, Zapper and Enki as sort of the big, maybe get us 2 to 3 victory points in one turn, which would be amazing if we could. And on top of that, we've got Crosshair if we need the single target damage, again working well with Snareling. So the list hopefully will be pretty reasonable. I want to give it a shot, and I think it's got a bit of potential there as well. So if you're enjoying it, please do hit that subscribe button. It's the best thing to support the channel. Like I said in the last video, we hit 350 recently, which is amazing. I'd love to try and hit 500 by the end of October. You can also like and comment. We've had loads of comments recently, and every one of them has been really nice to receive. So thank you to everyone who's been commenting. It does mean a lot. And if you really want to support the channel, you can pop down to the Patreon in the link below and gradually just put towards me getting slightly more equipment for the stream. So a better camera, a better editing software, and just a bit more time on that front. But for now, I'll see you once we get in the game. Okay, we have found ourselves a game. We're against 4 Reels 99, a level 29, another Xuna player. Also, I like the sort of gradient banner. It's quite cool. You can't see it underneath here, but it's just sort of a gradient, sort of looks like black to white. Nice. So, a Xuna mirror match. This could be interesting because we've both got a reasonable amount of control over objectives that we can leverage. And let's see who goes first, because I think actually starting the game might make a fair bit of difference. Is it us? It looks like it might be us. No, it's not. Okay, so what's our opponent going to do? Are they going to split up, or are they going in one direction? Because I think, yeah, so they are splitting up. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do something a bit different. So they're splitting up, and they're deploying to the right, it looks like. And that's Savria. So very, very similar to what we're going to be probably looking to do. But what we're going to do is we're going to look at moving towards the left-hand side, I believe. So let's see. I believe going here we should be able to get a good angle with Maximus. So, yeah, we can get 25 there, but we can also just move first. So, as long as we get the move initially, there we go. We'll just take those and move back here. So we could also head the same direction. We'll still assign Dad over there. But we're going to split up as well. I was considering staying still, but sorry, all going to one direction, just focusing there. But honestly, you know what? Actually, let's do it because we've got Aria to deal with this, and we've got a load of different toys to play with. So if they're willing to send their melee units in this direction, that's absolutely fine. They're going to be slightly short here. We're not going to be able to realistically chip any damage off of this because it's Toltecan. There's not much to really be done there, but we've got our own Toltecan to try and help with, and if we keep him away from Maximus, then we should be absolutely fine. So it looks like they're going for the whole we'll take one objective and just basically counter your other objective, which is absolutely fine. We can just go with Teutonia and start being annoying over here, so it might be that we just go this direction anyway. So if Mahan's going there... Okay, so I do think that the game plan for us needs to be just trying to chip the damage away here and not worrying too much about anything else, because if we can split the two up, so if we go to here we should be safe from Toltecan. Perfect. Our Toltecan's going to move up here so they don't just get to straight up take it from us. We'll move over, and to be completely honest, I actually think I'm going to pop Snareling down, because Snareling just keeps this point being ours. I wasn't convinced that was what I was going to do, but I changed my mind at the last minute, and this looks like a reason. I mean, we've already got Dada there, so let's just put this here over our Snareling and Maximus a bit. We don't need to Dardo anyone else. I'm okay with this. So they can choose to move towards this, and then they're exposing their captain, and then we're probably just going to ignore Toltecan, to be completely honest. And whatever they go for, if they play another unit over here somewhere, that's what our focus is going to be, and try and score that way. We're also keen to try and basically delay having to deploy anything. You know, if they deploy something that we can take a bit of time before we deal with, that would be perfect. If not, that's absolutely fine. We'll just have to deal with it immediately, deal with the crew, and try and take out what we can. So, what have we got? The good news is here we have got things like Aria, we've got Detonia, we've got, can't quite afford any of the others, but we've got a bunch of things that don't require, basically they can ignore the debuff here. So, this might be worthwhile. I think it might look like we're actually moving on to captain damage potentially, especially if they don't take this objective from us. Okay.
It's their special day.
Oh, so they've got the 0% shot on shrapnel there. Shrapnel's an interesting pick.
Your turn. No one is in the lead.
So, what do we do about shrapnel? Honestly, this could be a really nice Detonia position. Could be a nice Furia hit and run. I kind of just wish there was another place to go, because we're not going to be able to compete here very easily, especially with these double debuff fields. What can we do? And we can Aria to make things difficult over there. Or to be honest, I think we're still going to just look at snaring this. Probably just go for a hit and a howl here. I mean, we knew we were going to miss anyway, but just to clarify that wasn't a, oh, I think I'm going to hit sort of situation. I think our Xuna's moving this way to give Maximus as good a shot as possible. So we've got 77. That's pretty good. We need to hit at least, well, ideally we need to hit both of these actually. So let's try and split the game up into different directions. I'll be honest, I'm not sure I actually want to play anything here. Yeah, I think this is what we're doing. We can consider moving the game in this direction to try and sort of compete there. Again, we've got good debuffs here. If they do this, they're going to get hit back anyway. Yeah, I mean, they need to... Interesting they hit us, but not us hit them. Their Toltecan's just disabled completely. Okay, so they need to move Xuna to get into melee range. This is basically where what they deploy here could be our chance to go for Zapper and Enki and just try and melt things. So they're going for an armor build, it looks like. More misses, but if we can just sit ourselves in here with Zapper and Enki, and you find that space in there without ruining things, we can just start churning our way through the enemy units, possibly even through Xuna as well, which would be amazing. Okay, yeah. Okay, well that's an interesting choice. I'm not sure I quite grasp the logic there. So can we get Zapper and Enki in that gap, is the question. What if we move up here? So the interesting thing about this choice is this could be a problem for us. So this could actually mess everything up. So is that really what we want to do? They just deployed Beatrice last turn, so crosshair doesn't work. Let's see. Let's see what happens here. So I'm going to use Maximus for this because this actually helps us get a bit more information. So we can just Maximus here. We can get Zapper and Enki in on that gap. Okay, so maybe not in here specifically. So let's just move him back out of the... In fact, let's just deploy. We'll go for it. We're getting 3 units. That's pretty reasonable. And then here we can just... Is it really only 50% still? Okay, so let's move arm behind... Oh, no, no, no. Oh my god, I think I nearly ruined this. And then we move away. I forgot, did this in the wrong order. Then we'll Mace Vortex these. Move away, move away, move away, move away. Come on. That snarling should have moved like 3 times over. Okay, so we've got something useful down. We're going to be able to just irritate Toltecan a bit. And we're on to their captain, basically, which is the good part. So we've got our big damage dealer out. We've got more to come with 7 leadership next turn, so we can get Shrapnel or Crosshair out. I'm very upset by this, just to clarify. This, I clicked to move away like 6 times. Is this their Zapper? Oh, it's Flurry. Okay. Ooh, so Flurry's going to be interesting with that. Okay. So can we use Flurry to kill their captain is the question. Because I actually think there is a chance we might be able to if they don't move too far. Okay, so that's fine. So we just can follow Xuna up and keep melting damage here. There we go. Toltecan gets disabled from the Electrify, which is perfect. Now I do think this switches us into kill mode, basically. We're just going to want to be running over here and trying to deal with this as quick as possible. So what's our best way of doing it? Probably Ariam Furia. Sorry. Furia and other options. So we'll Mace Vortex.
The rival captain's health is at 50%.
Move ourselves this way. Can Maximus get an angle anywhere?
Want me? I'm right over here.
No. Okay, so what we'll have to do here then is, where's the chop ingredients? Okay, so we're fine on ingredient range, which is a weird sentence to say in itself. Okay, so hit it back. Snarling up here and snare. We'll just pop here and howl, I believe. And then we're just going to pop Teutonia down. We've moved as far as we can, haven't we? Yeah, so let's go with Teutonia here. And pop some explosives. And we're going to pop Furia down over here. Honestly, I think because they can potentially kill us next turn, we're just going to send everything at her. We managed to get Maximus to move in time, so now we've got all of the pressure onto Xuna. So they've got a lot of work to do here if they want to try and live. Yep, so they're down to 7. So what can we bring out next turn if we need? We've got 4 in hit and run, and we're going to have 6 leadership. So we can bring out a chunk, but maybe not enough. But if they can't block this off... Okay, the dome. We're okay with dome. I do think... So with this placement, that's not quite where they want it. Because what we can do is we can move up here and use Zapper to pull them in this direction, and potentially even pull them out. So this is all fine. We don't care about what's going on over there. This is snared. So really, I think we've got pretty commanding control of the board at the moment. The main thing we need to do is just pull Xuna away from the healing sections and the debuffs and all that sort of thing. Yeah, so they're at 11.
Your opponent has a 2-point lead.
So how close can we get? So here looks like it works. I don't know if we'll get it out of the ranges actually, so I think instead... In fact, we'll get it out of the debuff, out of the accuracy buff. So let's just move here. Fury can just move back here slightly. We should have done this in the other order, but it's fine.
The rival captain's health is low.
Okay, so what can we do here? Teutonia can explosive all of this, I guess. Do we have anything that needs to die? Do you know what we're going to do? We're just going to move over here and try and... Can't really hit the dome actually, come to think of it. Okay, so we're just going to come here to contest it. And we need to figure out what we actually do. So this can just snare here. Get both of these with a howl. What can Maximus even do? We need to find a way of getting it towards the dome. No, nothing there. Okay, we'll go for this just for the sake of it. 16%. We should have left that. But we're getting closer, so next turn we'll be able to start healing here. And this is where it starts getting silly. We have still got Teutonia. The thing is, they've deployed all their crew as well. So I actually don't think there's a way that either of us can really lose this, because they don't have enough damage here, and we've got ways of dealing with all of their things eventually. So they can't actually block us off. Like, they don't have the movement. So genuinely, I think this is probably actually a win for us without really doing anything. Because we can just move in here. Yeah, there's nothing they can do to stop this. There's no... They can't kill any of their crew, I don't believe. Yeah, they can't kill our crew. So I actually think we're going to get this game purely because they've put too many crew out and they can't actually defend anymore. So we can just move in here. They're going to be up to 9, which is pretty solid. But we should be able to get almost all of this dealt with. Look at this damage. This is going to be beautiful. So Mace Vortex all of these. Look at that. Detonia can nuke most of these, which is perfect. And then, oh, we actually don't have a good angle here, so what can we do? Can we kill any of our crew? We can. So if we just come here and hit this, they should be able to spin and kill us, which is what we want. And then if we play Arya down, just here, we've got 100% and we win the game. Awesome. That was a good game. That's the first captain kill I've had in ages. It just felt like it was the right thing to do, to turn onto the captain, and like, as long as we could keep the points even. That was awesome. I really enjoyed that. Well, there we have it. So captain killing is still a real thing. Like, I'm sure a lot of people are aware of that already and have been doing so, but I haven't been. So really nice to have that. Well done for reals. Great game. So in that, again, they went for a similar strategy to us, but we were able to just basically keep the points flow slow in their favour. Like, they were winning in points, but we had a point where we could just, a section of the game, we could just turn all of our damage onto the captain, and they didn't have enough damage to deal with our crew in response. So worked really, really well for us. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I did. I had great fun. I'm sure you can tell because I'm actually like really keen for it. If you did, make sure you hit the subscribe button. It's the thing that means the most to me at the moment. You can like the videos, you can comment. I love the comments anyway. Patreon is there as an option if you want it. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and most importantly, have a good day.